we're going together. Ladies and gentlemen of the internet, how are you? All doing today. So we're here today with Yasumi Punpun. Yasumi Punpun. Chapter 119 to 123, I believe. 119, 120, 121, 122, 123. 119 to 123. Let us hop right in and get started. Is that flickering? Yeah, it probably is. There usually always is. And that's how you get rid of flickering. Anyway, chapter 119. Hello there. Oh, my bad. I forgot you dislike cigarette smoke. How many times have we met like this by now? Well, it has been a little over a year since we first met. The two of us are already close acquaintances, when you say. Good vibrations. Did you think I'm a man who could be so easily cheered up with those words? Freezy, my dear Freezy. I'm a magical warrior of the 12 music scales. Please try to erect myself, if you will. Okay. I'll do it. The job, I mean. It sounds sketchy, but I'm in the mood to earn lots of cash right now. I always believed you'd come around here eventually. It seems you and I are quite alike. What exactly is involved in this is a button-pushing job. That's a redundant question. A button-pushing job will have you push a button. That's all I mean. Yes. Yes, that seems pretty logical. If you're asking what will happen when a button is pushed, that's not something you need to concern yourself with. The consequences of it being pushed, of course, will not concern you either. Let me tell you right now that I'm not okay with it if it harms others. No, of course not. Rest assured, nothing of that sort will happen. What exactly are you and your musicians trying to do? It can't be just a form of melodic band, right? No, right? Hey? I'd like it if you didn't drag Shimizu into whatever it is you're doing. You mean Freezy? Now I kindly look upon your concern for a childhood friend. I'm afraid that it's up to him and only him to decide. None of us are forcing him into staying. I was a university student when I first met Hoshikawa Toshiki, the man now called Pegasus. As I've told you before, he has the mysterious power to predict the future. Although he cannot willingly predict the future of what he wishes to see, the prediction he does make have been always correct. There are times when I also think that our society is nothing but a hellhole. But after joining his ensemble, I've realized that there is no such thing as a worthless person. It's like how an infinitive number of harmonies can be born from a finite set of 12 distinct musical scales. What do you mean 12 distinct musical scales? Do you mean 12 distinct musical notes? Because there's more than 12 scales, I can tell you that much. There is almost an infinite amount of scales. I mean, if you're just talking about the traditional minor and major scales, you've got 12 major scales, you've got 12 minor scales, then you've also got 12 diatonic scales. You've got my goodness, I mean, shoot, I could grab my scale book right now. You've got 24 scales. Granted, you know, the major scales are in harmonic minus, so you could make that argument, but you've also got melodic, not just harmonic minor scales. You've got melodic minor scales, you've got harmonic minor scales, you've got so many different scales. You've got pentatonic scales, diatonic scales, you've got the chromatic scale as well. So like, you've got more than just 12 distinct musical scales. I feel like the person who did the translation for this got scales mixed up with notes. I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. That's where, like, 12 distinct musical notes. I think that's what they were trying to go for, but they wrote 12 distinct musical scales. Like, come on, bro. Like, come on, bro. Anyway, and I have you to thank for teaching me that. I feel that it is my duty to have as many people as I can to concede the validity of Pegasus' ability. As you can imagine, most people merely think of him as a fool. But who are the real fools here, I wonder? The naysayers are nothing but ignoramus, who can only spout their own subjective sense of values. Pegasus told me that he predicts the future by analysing the music he hears in his dreams. According to him, everything that has happened and will happen in the future has been engraved as musical scales onto the surface of giant cylinder called the Akashic Records. A music box of infinite proportions. That is the shape of our universe, and this music box, you see, is singing an unstable tune. On July 7th, this violent dissonance will cause the destruction of this world. That chaotic vibration on that day is what Pegasus has to come to call the promised despair. Your boundless kindness, your boundless kindness that can even forgive the dark spot. I, for one, believe we can all get along even better. As long as we don't lose sight of this feeling, the world will forever continue to shine. He's also said, a Daruma with popping eyes will come falling down. But I have no idea what he means by that. Perhaps it signifies some large-scale calamity or the uneasiness present in society. But whatever it is, it will result in a great tragedy for humanity. After many years of research, my goodness, this guy is rambling. After many years of research, Pegasus has discovered a way to harmonize this instability, and that is to engrave the melody of a certain tune to the Akashic records. The tune I'm referring to is that was one that highly resembles the song Tsubasa wo Kudasai, Please Grant Me Wings. Just as you predicted, I lost 5 kilograms, but I don't think that happened just because you said it would. I think the real reason for my weight loss is that I believe that I could, and I want to let everyone know that they can too if they believe. And that is why we, the Pegasus Ensemble, perform that piece every day, over and over again, facing the whole of the universe. This for the sake of humanity's future. Haha, it might not seem like it's going too well, but he's a kind man. Pegasus, I have something to tell you. The two of us are married now. It's a long story, but it's all thanks to you that we ended up together. So I had to tell you, no matter what, to thank you for it. Alright, I understand the deal with your friend, but what about you, Mr. Wada? What is it that you wish for? All I wish for is to get others to realize the greatness of Pegasus's prophecies. I thought you agreed with it to save the world. If that happened, then the prophecy wouldn't come true. But you just stated that you want everyone to acknowledge your friend's power. Isn't that quite the contradiction? Ooh, that's the button. You're gonna press the button. It's gonna go poof. No, not quite. As Pegasus predicted, a great calamity will befall us on July 7th. This is inevitable. It is also in line with my wishes. As long as Pegasus himself does not make any inaccurate prediction. In short, I must not let him make any more predictions. Give me... So you're gonna kill him? No, he won't make any predictions. I don't know. Give me a break, dude. You're the coolest guy in the world. My buddy from Kansas also said Pegasus should fly. As I said, I wish to make him famous. He's extraordinary client. Generous and merciful, but also powerless. Very beautiful, don't you think? On July 7th, as the people continue to go on with their lives with anxiety and future expectations in hand, they will witness the great calamity. Ganondorf. Calamity Ganon. Okay. The great calamity, and be reminded of Pegasus. And at that moment, they will realize what a fastest world truly is. I ain't buying it. You're not the indecisive type. History is an ever-continuing sequence of the coincidental and the mysterious, and that's why I want to write a new way for the future. Oh, that reminds me. Pegasus' older brother told me that Pegasus once saved many lives from a certain disaster or something like that. Oh yes, the Sagamiharva Triangle Incidento. A person taken on of merely a prank by children. The Pegasus I know is capable of no such power. All I can do is prophesize, but the future will not change, and I've already told you, didn't I, that I won't let them prophesize anymore. So in short, you're planning to betray your dear friend, is that right? Yes, quite a predicament. Do you resent me for it? Well, to be honest, I'm more concerned about how sane you yeah, how sane you are. Good vibrations. That's his response. Good vibrations. It's not a bad reply. It is. I understand. I can see clearly now. We must dare to endure the hardship and scale down our infrastructure. By sacrificing our personal freedom, we can give birth to a society of law and order. The time is ripe. You must save the lovers for the sake of the children's future. I agree completely. I'm a realist. I have no taste for the paranormal. I also have no stubborn attachment to our terminally ill society now on its last legs. Let me ask you, do you believe in the existence of a divine and all-knowing being? Of course not, that's ridiculous. Exactly. But humans need something to believe in. Here is your advance payment. For example, money, dreams, or relationships. Whatever it is, humans cannot live but blindly pursue these things despite the fact that none are remotely universal in nature. That is why I wish to present the greatest pop icon of our age, Lil Chupster. That's... You don't want to know what I think, what comes to my mind when I think of Lil Chupster. You don't want to know what I'm thinking. Did you know that 10 years ago, there was a man in the city arrested for the murder of his 3 family members? I intended to make that man the god of our times, through a plan spanning a decade. Unfortunately, he ended up turning himself into the police, Pegasus. It was you who believed in me, and it made me very happy. Lil Chupster, yeah. Exactly what I'm thinking. A musical scale is numerical. In other words, the music box he envisions his universe as can also be laid out as a numerical sequence. Do you understand what I'm getting at? Simply put, his universe is merely just one part of pi, which stretches to infinity. Isn't the idea of human crossing over time into the fourth dimension grand almost romantic? Mathematics is absolute, and I'm a man who loves the absolute. It's my calling, the theme of my life, you might say. What's your name? What's your theme? To spend every day having fun without any worries if possible, I suppose. That too is also a part contained somewhere inside of the infinity of pi. This coming festival will be the release of the soul. If you have a loved one, I suggest you use the time you have left to express your love to that person. I've already given up on that. Is that so? I'd love to hear more about it. But I'm afraid now's not the time. Let's have tea together again when space-time distorts itself. It's difficult having a troublesome friend, isn't it? I know only too well. You're weird. Really now? Really now? This guy's been rambling for like 50 minutes. You're weird. I am, aren't I? I think so too myself. Now let me say one last thing as I leave. To me, life is about fun. And what that fun is and how you go about having it is all dependent upon the person, isn't it? That's why I'll make Hoshikawa Toshiki a god of the people. Pegasus! Stood up! Wow. Wow, he stood up. Anyway, 115. Sorry, not 115, 120. 120. Look, Pegasus stood up. Massive glasses. Massive glasses. Yes, your father too, Hoshikawa Hiroshiki, cheered his wound itself up many times, and ascended in the spirit form after deep mediation to battle calamities. This may be an arduous battle, but that is precisely why you have worked so hard for these past 10 years. What is even going on? Why is he suddenly there? You'll become the leader of the new world, so now is not the time for you to complain and be depressed. We all need you more than anything. Now be brave and take a step forward for the sake of future. Now then, let's conclude with this special line. Ready? We all love Pegasus. And that's a wrap. I don't even know what's even going on anymore. Like, I don't even know what's even going on anymore, bro. Like, real talk, I don't even know what's going on anymore. Like, I just, like, sum them up as crazy and just, like, kind of, like, ignore them. But they're too often in the show for me to ignore. These exceedingly pleasant vibrations. I must have finally reached God's domain. The alien spaceship in the background. I've never seen such a beautiful view before. Even when my body is to be destroyed, I cannot help myself. I'm trying to protect this beautiful world. This is not a matter of whether my lovers are trustworthy. What's being tested here is what I wish to believe in, so let me say this. I trust you all more than I can bear. Yes, that's right. There is nothing you can't do or achieve. And now we're getting poo. This manga is steep. Maybe too deep for me. 5 deep for me. The rain not stopping. The rain's not stopping. Shouldn't it have... My back is killing me. Shouldn't it have stopped by now? Maybe if it keeps on raining, we'll all be submerged underwater. Dan noodles, miso ramen, noodles and noodles. Punpun, do you like noodles too? I'm okay with it. Punpun, do you plan to kill me someday too? What are you saying all of a sudden? I wonder if the me of now is still the same me of the past. And if you're still really you, I think you should get some sleep. Okay. Actually sleeping. Okay. Okay. Together. Punpun, please don't go off and leave me alone. It's those two. I know. Those two are gonna get found out, right? We all know that, right? Those two are gonna get found out. Good. We should be like when I say found out, I mean the police are gonna come after them. Good. We should be together like this. I'll be Tanabata soon. I wonder if we'll be able to see the Milky Way this year. Just like the one we saw back then at the abandoned factory. If we see shooting stars... Shooting stars. What would you wish for, Punpun? Wishing upon shooting stars doesn't make them come true. Right, but what if? What would you wish if they did? I'd wish for shooting stars to disappear forever. This guy. This guy. Can't have any beauty in this world. This guy. Man, Fuji was the best. Definitely gonna come meet back next year. Yuri and Muta. Gotta go. Age 20. Yo. Munch, 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 munch. Schlop, 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 schlop. Yo, Punpun. Hi. Hi there. Sup. Sup. Ramen, 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 men. Look, Mount Fuji looks like a Mount Blanc pastry. Mont Blanc pastry. Punpun? Why are you so cheerful today? I realized something funny, that's all, huh? Like what? I'm still the same me. Always been and always will be. Make some more sense, you big dummy. This is about like the only thing that really makes sense in this show. Straight up, this is about the only thing in this show that makes sense. Like, you've got the Good Vibrations crew. I'm like, nibba. The fuck are you saying to me? Are you insulting me? I have no idea what you're saying, bruv. But this is about like the only thing that really makes sense to me. It feels real. It feels real. Anyway, chapter 121. Punpun! This stuff is really good. How's your stomach, Aiko? I'm really hungry. No, I mean your wound. Punpun thought to himself. Look at that nose, as if it's Pinocchio. Usopp would be. This the real nose king. Hanap. Real nose king. Perhaps it'd be best to let loose of my emotions and act however I feel from now on. Even if other people think my life's hit rock bottom. I have to pee. So what? If they give me the finger, I'll give it to them right back. Okay. Okay. What lies beyond this edge is neither hell nor despair. Even just throbbing is just a momentary fuss over nothing. Oh, I quite like those two. I quite like those two, I have to say. Very much. I just don't like how he treated... how they got together. Yeah. Didn't even show up at the abortion clinic after he said he would. I have to pee. Someone is creeping. Punpun. You took quite a bit of time in there. I redid the bandages on my stomach. Also, I'm on my period. Alright, okay. You know, I've calmed down and thought through things a little. Even if we find a nice place to live in Kagoshima, what would we even do for the necessary guarantor, or what about our certificates of residence? Not only that, our car license plate would make us look suspicious for coming from so far away. And since my mother's the owner of that car, it'd be impossible to get the form needed to change the plate. We need to think realistically about what to do from now on. If we keep on running here and there with no real plan, we're going to regret it. I'm saying this because I know you can especially be a bit simple-minded. Not as simple-minded as you. Hey, don't get angry at me now. Just imagine what would have happened to you had I actually went to the police. Trust is all that's holding our relationship up. Do you understand? You have to make sure I can always trust you. So what exactly should I do then? How about we get rid of one of your eyes? Psycho. This would be the moment I would be like, yeah, we'll do that at the room. Get to the room, lock her in the bathroom, and then run. Change countries. Fly to Antarctica if you have to. No extradition program, so like they won't send you back, but just bail. All you have to do is keep your eyes on me. So wouldn't you think it'd be more convenient if you only had one eye to keep track of? You're right. She's not. Nah, she's wrong. She's wrong. These two are made for each other. They're both stupid. In the nicest way possible. They're both so broken beyond broken that it doesn't even feel like they're broken anymore. It feels like they're an abomination. That's what it feels like. And here we go. Damn it. Katie, what's with the big noises? Oh, that's right. That's just your normal voice. Yeah, I'm drawing the manga for my serialization. I have to get 5 done by the middle of next week. I'm on the verge of dying here. Punpun. I had sort of a fight on the phone with him before I later went over to apologize. But he wasn't there, and it looked like he hasn't been home since the last time I phoned him. I didn't end up going to the hospital. Who knows? Maybe I'll just go with the flow and pop out a baby. You want me to go look over there for him? Overreaction much? He's not gonna die, you know. Look, I know how he acts. He'll be back sooner or later. I told you. I don't know wherever he goes and whatever the hell he does on his own damn choice. Sorry, I really gotta concentrate and work right now. We can talk about this later. I'm not some needy girl that lets her emotions get the better of her. I have to focus and do what matters right now. Hello, Mimura? You know what Punpun? Yeah. Did she actually stab his eye out? There's blood on the fork. You're always like this. You never fail to disappoint me, stupid bitch. Do it properly if you're gonna do it at all. Drive it in deep and rip it out if you have to. Okay. You know how I said these two are like the only thing that makes sense? It annoys me that it's true. It actually annoys me that it's true because those two don't make sense at all. But they do make sense, but they don't make sense at all. Damn it. How could you make so little sense but still make more sense than everyone else in this show? But I love just he stabbed him. He's like, damn it, why didn't you do it properly? Everyone else in the restaurant is like, we don't care. We don't care, bro. This guy's bleeding from his eye. Someone must have seen that. Someone must have seen that, but I love you, Punpun. That's a dope picture. With the dog on space, always reminds me of the meme like, this is Earth. Always has been. Anyway. Sorry. I've eaten like so much earlier today that like my stomach is really, really full. On 22. What on earth? Who are these characters? Who are you? I'm not even gonna read this. The Great Calamity. But what the fuck? This story until now. Squid, we're gonna read it. Pegasus, the prodigy who became the first ever child to pass the Esper exam, foresees the destruction of the world in a dream when he was 8. After a chance meeting with physicist Vada, with an IQ of 300, the two set out on a journey to verify his prophetic dream. Along their journey, they free brainwashed Espers through harmony, this dimensional battles, and in doing so, Pegasus comes to learn of great evil born from the collective unconscious. He also learns he is the descendant of the Enlightened One, whose bloodline allows him to command the Majestic 12, warriors tasked with fighting against the impending calamity. That art is very clearly a parody of Naruto. That's all I'm going to say. Despite their efforts, the Great Calamity escapes into the 25th dimension. Pegasus falls into the abyss of Enigma. However, thanks to the Majestic 12 support, Pegasus is revived and what it tells him does. Come on. Come on. That is so Naruto. That's such a mimicry of Naruto art style. That it's ridiculous. But it has like the One Piece Sun logo as well. We, the Majestic 12, will use the forbidden treasure, Red Kiss, which will always of our lives, but will allow us to enter the hyper-astral plane and strike at the great calamity lurking in the zero field. And thus the final harmony dimensional battle begins, upon which the fate of humanity begins. My lovers, I believe in you more than I care to. Characters. Pegasus, the enlightened commander of the Majestic 12. Ability, future prediction, Mindjack. Wada, the sweet, pretty, lonely, fluffy bro, genius physicist, and former captain of the Royal Guard in the Eastern Kingdom. Ability, super intellect. Pow Pow Channel, a form... Alright, I think what they're parodying One Piece, I have to say. Like, because of the Panda Man, and then you've got Royal Guards in the Eastern Kingdom. Come on. Falcon. Hell. Super intellect. Pow Channel, a former wanted thief, has since become a hacker since the seclusion. Ability, Mongolian Death Arm. Echo back. Formerly the investigator who pursued Pow Channel. Ability, telekinesis. White Pig, the princess who was confined for 10 years in the Altai Heinlicht. Ability, Noble Blood Barrier. Freezy, an orphan from the bottomless village, has the strongest secret ability of all the Majestic 12. Ability, Climate Change, projectile summoning. contrary, and an express courier that travels throughout the world. The second oldest of the three jet brothers, ability super speed. Having one battery left over is troublesome. A martial arts expert who revived form of a near-dead state after the Great War of 1,000 years ago. Ability 88 techniques of the Kwang praying mantis style. You've got friggin' weekly big comic spirits. The captain of the new Nessie army fleet of the far lands. Ability solemn wind. Mokele Mbebe. The Pussy Princess, a refugee from the ongoing turmoil of Tsushinoke Empire, ability unlocking keys. Love Infinite. Though he works as a clown for the paranormal troupe, he's the son of the distinguished heir of the Mothman Foundation's founder. Ability shapeshifting, intel gathering. Ass Hamburger. A female high school student who lost her memories after becoming possessed by a cursed sword. She is on the search for her family. Ability Wild Hammer Slash. Guardian Angel. Gibabobogigigi. A female Ronin swordsman. 90% of her body had been rebuilt with machines after her defeat at the hands of Blackspot. Ability level 3 Cosmic Beam. Blackspot. A mysterious woman who opposes Pegasus and his followers. She was once an ordinary civilian before becoming possessed by the collective unconscious. The Great Calamity. The Great Demon who was sealed in the climax of the last Great War. He currently lurks in the 25th dimension, plotting for humanity's destruction. Okay. Huff, 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 huff. Gasp. Huff, huff. She's crying, Aiko's crying, huff, gasp, huff, huff. But I love you, Punpun. I love you so, 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 so much. And he just stands up. Sniff, sniff, I love you. Aiko, this kind of half-assed determination won't do. Okay. I'm prepared to accept every last thing about you, so you've got to show me the same determination. Enough to drive this fork all the way to the back of my skull. I will. You've got to be more serious. Smoke weed every day. That's basically dumb. You need to chill, bro. You need to chill a little bit, bro. I'll introduce you to Snoop Dogg. Chill out a little, bro, fam. Don't show me her. Don't tell me, yeah. Sup, Nanjo? Mimura has arrived on the scene. Chupa chupa, haha. It's 3 p.m. Yeah, same here. I heard about the situation between you two from Kenny, but I've already had no look and searching for him in the usual place. The video rental shop, landlord's place, convenience store, game center, home appliance, electronic store, everywhere, man. Yeah, I've looked around those places too. Does he maybe know some of a friend whose house he could stay at? He pretty much hasn't kept in touch with any of our old high school pals. Let's be real now. This is ONOD we're talking about. He ain't got any real friends other than you and me. Who do you even try to call him? Not surprising when you consider his personality. I mean, who doesn't go around carrying a cell phone in this day and age? Yeah, you're right. So like, how long has it been since you last talked with ONOD? Not sure if I passed him by, but I know for sure he was in his room 3 to 4 days ago. You're worrying too much. You know he likes playing a whole lone wolf card. I just have a very bad feeling about all this. Mimura, did Punpun say anything odd to you recently? No, not really. Though to be honest, I haven't talked with him much as of late, since I've been busy with school and applying for jobs. And besides, Nanjo, aren't you the one that he's opened up the most to? Very true. Very, very true. It might sound a little corny, but I really do feel something special between you two. Like a hard, unbreakable bond. Well, even the hardest of things can shatter when one little crack appears. I know I've asked once before, but why aren't you two going out? Us, a lovey-dovey couple after all that's happened. Cut it out. You can clearly see how much you actually worried about him. You know, Nandro, you're surprisingly girly at times. Shut up. Well, I'm sure he'll be back. Even he must have times when he wants to be all alone, you know? You speak of your friend almost like a stranger. It's because he is my friend. It's not like he'd suddenly show up just because I started frantically looking for him, you know? I believe him, or rather, I don't have a choice but to believe him. Even if he were to come back from Thailand with a sex change, I wouldn't bat an eye. That's just the kind of relationship we have. I respect his aloof solitude. But he's he and I'm me. Just because we're friends doesn't change the fact that we go our separate paths. Mimura! I see. I don't think I can just stand waiting around, though. To be honest, your concern for him seems less because of your niceness, but more because you want to stubbornly protect your pride. But you know, I think you're just fine the way you are now, Nanjo. But I do think that when Onodi comes back, you should be more honest with your own self. In any case, Onodi is definitely gonna be back. Is he now? Is he now? Missing an eye. Pirate style. Ah! I've got no intention of letting all the fun times I've had with him become just a mere memory of days gone by. I can't really tell what's going on here, but I'm assuming they're just doing it. Yeah, they are. Is that Punpun? Yes, they are. No! I'm on my period. He's like, boy, you gonna learn a day. Huff, 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 huff. He changed right away. Huff, 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 huff. Now Punpun's got a massive hole in his head. Morning of June 23rd. Okay. Okay. We're drawing nearer to the apocalypse, the end of days. Okay. Oh, okay. 123, the final. Is that the final chapter for today? Yes. 114, 118, 124, 128. Yeah, so this is the final one for this video. 123. June 24th, 23rd, 4 p.m. Kyoto. I haven't been here since my middle school. My back is killed. Like, it's. I haven't been here since my middle school field trip. I hardly remember anything from my middle school days. Me too. There's not a single friend or classmate from back then that I still remember or keep in touch with. Well, you've both got each other, I guess. Is it really fine for us to be just hanging out like this? Well, is there some reason why we have to hurry then? Punpun's got that eye patch. Bandage over his eye, I think. That's what it is. Guess not. Sign reads Cappy crafts handmade goods made by prisoners as part of the Correctional Association Prison Industry Corporation program. What is that going to be? Is that foreshadowing of things to come? Huff. Huff, huff. Huff, huff. That's a handbag, but like, I'm not sure what. Someone sweating, I'm assuming, but I'm not sure what. Huff. What is Aiko doing? Punpun? Oh no, that's Punpun. Okay. He's on the floor. Oh no, oh, that's Punpun. Okay, I thought it was her handbag. Like, if you look at that one panel right next to it with Aiko, where the bag is, I thought that was the bag. So I couldn't really tell what that sweating was. But no, that's Punpun crying, bend over, crying. Punpun. Huff, 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 huff. Illustration of the childhood of all the people that he's met, and the spaceship that he's on, the outer planet that he's on, that he's living on, at home with the bandage over his eye. Did you wake up? You've got to get some sleep. You have a fever and an injured leg, so don't push yourself so hard. You've hardly slept in the past few days, right? I'm scared if I wake up from my dream if I fall asleep. I'm scared I'll wake up from my dream if I fall asleep, huh? Shouldn't that be the opposite? You're weird. What are you? Harder, tighter. But if I were to do that, you die, yeah. So do it tighter. Stop saying weird things, please. If you leave me alone, just what am I supposed to do? Early morning today, at XX City of Tokyo Metropolis. That's my hometown. Police have received a report of a robbery case. The suspect is described as a middle-aged man from age 30 to 40 with black glasses and long hair. As the police continue their investigation, they caution nearby residents to be wary of another such incident. Don't worry, I've got nothing to do with it. It's got nothing to do with it. Yeah. Aiko, you know what? Am I missing something? Why did she react? I'm assuming she was reacting to that because of yeah, she thought that's going to be about her mother that they discovered her, but no, completely unrelated. So I'm not really sure what she's. Am I missing something? I'm not sure. I may be a negative person who often looks back rather than ahead to the future, but I really do feel that I can run faster ahead than anyone in the world right now. If you run with your head turned back, you won't be able to tell if you're running off a cliff. I'm delighted to realize how strong of a person I really am. So thank you, Aiko, for giving me this. So thank you, Aiko, for giving me the spare. Wow, let's go. Look, I really like these two, but they're not healthy for each other. They're the typical case of get out because it's clearly not working. I mean, it's working, but it's clearly not working. But they're in that predicament where they've gone too far. So now just be like, oh, you know what, let's break up. they've gone too far to just be like, let's break up. But clearly, anyone, a friend of them would clearly advise them, get out while you can. Anyway, though, ladies and gentlemen, Punpun. I didn't understand the news report thing, so if somebody could clarify that, that'd be fantastic. Besides that, though, it makes sense. I hate that it makes sense, but it makes sense. That's my summary of Punpun. I hate that it makes sense, but it makes sense. Because there are so much in here where I'm like, I've seen broken people, but not to this degree. And I saw how they got here. I don't see how they get out of here. Usually I'm good at coming up with solutions. Not here, not in this case. So actually, I'm quite intrigued to see how it pans out and how it continues. But I will also be seeing all of you in the next one, everyone. Until then, as always, have a nice day. Peace out and bye.